Okay, and this screen will explain a little bit better what is the Manas Govah Medina. And we will give the exact description what we explained last time, that l'chayra it is not exactly we have to give some correction here. So let me first zoom in a little bit like this, you can see better what's happening here. Okay, I think I've zoomed in enough here. So take a look. We know already by now that this represents the ecliptic Galgal Mazalis. This is 0, here is 90, straight line. This one is the celestial equator. Now, we'll take a point and we'll see, we'll put everything in perspective now. We'll put the Eruch Shlishi, the Eruch Revi'i not, because that's already a calculation of time, of minutes, and that has to do with the latitude. We'll just show you the Eruch Shlishi, and then with a correction that needs to be done because Manos Goyva Medina, and how the Rambam does it, and what's the tiny discrepancy. So again, I'm going to show you the Eruch Shlishi. Okay, we'll start off. The moon is going to be, in this case, very exaggerated. Nothing can happen, but we want to make things clear. So we'll go first 10, 20. Yeah, here we start. This is the Taleh. We'll go 40 degrees, 10, 20, 30, 40, and here we'll go 20. This is the point, and we try to give a mark here on this point here. To give a pointer, mark here on this. Again, we go here 10, 20, 30, 40. Just paint a little bit here. Oh, I made it very big. It's drawing. It's too big. Okay. No, now I can't see the marker. Let's try again. 10, 20, 30, 40. Here it starts. 10, 20, 30, 40. 10, 20. Okay. Good. Oh my goodness. Oh, it gets erased. Okay, let's do it again. Ten, 20, 30, 40, and here's 20. Okay. I'm sorry, just didn't know how this program works. Okay, so this is where the moon is. It's very clear. It has a latitude, a longitude of 40, and a latitude of 20. And obviously, we're dealing now with ecliptic coordinates. The Eruch Shlishi, as you know, is trying to get a point on the ecliptic that matches this right section. So what we did, last time, we went down, till we bumped into the ecliptic. And hello, here, finally, we bump into the ecliptic. So, what we do is here, again, we take this marker, make a marking point. So this second point here, take a look, it's called Eruch Shlishi. As you see from the picture, the Eruch Shlishi got, instead of, originally we started with the Eruch of 40, 20, Now we're up to 30, maybe 33, maybe 32 even, because that's what happens when you change the Eirich Shlishi, the Eirich Sheni to Eirich Shlishi. This is the Eirich Sheni, and this is the Eirich Shlishi. This is a point on the ecliptic that matches, has the same right ascension. Now, as we said many times, this point we have charts that tell you, since it's a point on the ecliptic, we have already charts that give us the amount, any point on the ecliptic, and we know another point that's on the horizon, and we give you this point, we have a chart that teaches us how many minutes it takes from point A to point B. So that's the trick of the Rambam. He tries to translate this point into this point, and then we take out our big chart and we see this point is a certain point on the ecliptic. Let's call it point B. We know exactly what it is. It's 32. Then we have another point that's right now on the horizon. I don't care what it is. It's not on the picture here, so we can just assume it's 5 degrees of the ecliptic or 10. I don't care at a certain point. And then we can take out a chart that gives us from any point to any point on the ecliptic how many minutes it takes to set. That is Eirich Revi. But not gonna go into that now. Now we have Eirich Shlishi, but we did something that's not fair because this chart tells us how much it takes from this point. Let's say I'll just make another point just for the fun of it. Let's make this point here. Draw another point here. So let's say this chart tells us how much it takes from 32 till 10 in the Medina of Eretz Yisrael. It has they used to make for every country a different chart. So it tells you that from 32 to 10 in Eretz Yisrael, it takes X amount of minutes. It takes 37 minutes to set. But then comes the Rambam, says it's not fair. The moon is here. So what's the problem? Ein Chanami has the same right ascension, but we know a klal that since it's a higher declination, now all the stars with the same right ascension should set at the same time, but the declination makes a difference. Now, what's the real declination difference from this and this? The real declination difference is this thing here. This is 10. For me, it looks like more than 20, like 22 degrees difference in declination. Huge difference. We should add a lot. That's why I use this chart, because I want it to be really exaggerated. We should add a lot because the declination, the fact that it has such a huge difference in declination, should make a huge difference in times of setting. You cannot say that 2 stars, this is a false rule. You can't say 2 stars with the same right ascension set at the same time. No, you have to take in consideration this is a higher declination. We're not showing you the charts because that's impossible to show on this page. We're not showing here the horizon and the setting. All of that stuff cannot be shown now. You just have to understand our heads and use that concept. And we believe in this because we know from other pictures, from other shiurim, that since we're dealing with this, that not with this, it has a higher declination. It should take much longer to set. We do not say that since they both have the same right ascension, they set at the same time. It's a half true. It's not. It's true a little bit, but it's not true. You have to take consideration. The Rambam says, okay, I'll give you a new chart. The new chart will be a new chart that teaches us in Eretz Yisrael again a special graph for each degree and declination. How many minutes you must add? That's called Manos Govah. So we would say, okay, we have to add. How much are we adding? We have to add, since it's a lot of degrees here. It's as I said, it's 10. Let's see how many degrees it is. 10. Hey, 17 degrees or 18 degrees. So we have to add a lot for that. Rambam says for each degree you add a third. For each degree in declination, you add a third degree in right ascension. Okay, we said that last year. Now, what we must add on our own, the Rambam does not discuss it. The Rambam does not tell you to add this degree because this is unknown, this number. We don't even know this. We do know this. Why do we know this? This is our old, nice Roicha Vayereach. That's 20. So the Rambam uses, very important, the chap. He uses this that's the 20. Instead of using this black line from here to here, he uses this. He says, let's 20. Let's add a declination of 20. In reality, we must add this black line. That's the declination of I made a mistake. It's more than 20. I said 17. It's 22 or 21. Because look, this is 10, and this, it's more. It's always going to be more. You can see from the picture also, it's a triangle, and this is the hypotenuse. It's always going to be more. The klal is that we have here this triangle. It's a great triangle. This one is 20, and whatever this is, and this one here. And we are using this 20 instead of this. This should really be used, because this is how much this is the true declination that we need to add, and we're already adding a false declination of 20. In reality, we should add a declination of 22. This should be added. The fact that it has a 22 declination, which should give it a lot of extra minutes. Instead of finding on the chart of the Orech Shlishi how much this piece takes to set, we say, okay, we'll use that. But since this star here has a 21 degree higher declination than this, let's add some extra minutes. And as the Rambam says, a third of a degree in celestial equator degrees for each degree of declination. So this is a very clear picture that we show the discrepancy between what Rambam gives us for the Manas Govah Medina. He adds this, the Roicha Vayereach, and in reality we need to add this area here. Now we could find this very easily, by the way. This is 20, we know. This thing here, guess what it is? This is actually the Magal Hayereach, because this is what we made from Orech Sheni to Orech Shlishi. So you know, in this spherical triangle, you know three things. You know this, you know this, and you know this is the right triangle. So it's very easy to find the real change in declination. Very, very easy. We'll do it next video. We'll do it. It makes a tiny difference. So why not do it since it's so easy? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This is going to be the last, not the last, the one before the last to explain Manas Govah Medina. Thank you for listening.